Hi there, and welcome to the Barbara Young channel. Welcome to my Friday Sews. First, I'd just like to start by saying thank you to Jen from Today in Jen's Sewing Room creating the hashtag Friday Sews, which is really quite a few years ago now, which is brilliant. And I know there's still quite a few of us doing the hashtag Friday Sews. So, have a look at some of the other ones by putting in hashtag Friday Sews. But of course, do watch this one first. So, what have I got for you today? Haven't really got any makes, but got a few things I've been looking at to decide on. Right, well, let's start with what I have been doing. Well, that is my duffel coat, which of course it's still way too warm for doing duffel coats, but I've done a little bit of stuff. It is, as I've said previously, and for anybody who hasn't watched before, I Am Ray pattern duffel coat, the I Am company. And actually, it's not a bad little duffel coat. From what I've got on the made of the mock-up so far, it's come together quite well. I'm quite happy with it. A couple of adjustments that I need to make, which I have said about last week. So, since making the mock-up, what I've done is I've gone to my pattern and I've actually lengthened the sleeve because I knew I needed to lengthen the sleeve. So I've done that on the pattern piece, and I've adjusted the pocket as well to be a bit smaller, not as tall. And the other thing I've done is actually on the mock-up, I've removed the sleeves because I've decided I don't want the sleeves on there at all. So it's not going to have any sleeves at all. All I'm going to do now is take the pocket off and rework the pocket so it's one that's inside that I can put my hand in from this way. So I'm working on the mock-up to try and make that into a wearable mock-up, but I turn it into something else, into a bit of like a gilet, they call it, something like that. So that'll be a bit different. I'm going to do that before I actually get on with my main make of the actual pattern with the main material, because at the moment it's still pretty damn warm and I don't fancy getting into making that while it's so hot, because I just don't think I'll be able to cope with it very well. So that's the first item that I've got on there that I've been doing. Next up is some decisions on some future makes. So I decided that what I needed to do is to have a look through my fabric, see what I've got, because I've got plenty of bits of fabric. I haven't got a huge stash, but I've certainly got enough to be getting on and making some more stuff. So I thought, well, let's get the fabric out, see what I like, and then see if I can find some patterns that I would think will work with them. Now, the thing with it is that I may change my mind as I go along and decide to use a completely different pattern for the fabric. But let's start with the first one. And the first fabric is actually this stuff. Look at that, that's absolutely gorgeous. This is wonderful. I don't know if you can see that. Is it that way? There it is, that way up. Because if I just come forward, you can see there's little flecks of gold bits in there. Now, I was given a piece of this material by a lovely friend, and I was able to make a top from it. Then I saw this piece actually at on the swaps table at my sewing social, and this is quite a long piece, and I thought, wow, that's nice. What can I do with that? I can make something that will be a matching item to go with the top. So naturally, I've always been thinking I should be making a skirt with this. So I've had to dig through my skirts, and what I found is the New Look 6659 is that one. Yeah, a very nice skirt. I'm not sure I'd make it quite as long as what the model's got on. I'd probably do a slightly shorter version. I think A is the shorter version, but basically it's got these pleats in it on the front that come round with a little slit on the other side. It looks almost a bit like a wrap, but it's not a wrap dress. And I think I should have enough of this fabric to be able to get that skirt out of this. Now this does say that it is suggested fabrics. Chalet, chamouse, yeah? cotton types, crepe de chine, double georgette, linen blends, poplin silky types. Allow extra fabric for matching plaids or stripes, which I won't be because that's not a problem. But this is sort of directional because of the gold flecks in it. This is quite a sheer one. I don't know if I can find a corner piece. There we go. As you can see, it's not, the print seems to be on, that's the back, that's the front, but it's slightly sheer, not totally, but there is a little bit of sheerness to it. But hopefully, with it being a skirt and with all the pleats that are in there, that hopefully might not matter. So yes, I've got that. And I say the pattern being for that I'm hoping to do is the New Look 6659, which will be quite an adventure, I think. So looking forward to that. Next bit of fabric. Now this is an odd one. This is one that I got again from the swaps table, and it is, let's get this open, is this fabric here. Yeah, look at that. Now, the odd thing about this fabric is that this has some stretch in it. It's a really odd sort of fabric. In this direction with the, what do you call it? I can't remember what you call it now, with the selvage. The selvage there in the direction of the actual fabric, there is no give, but in across there is a definite stretch in there. It's not a big stretch, but there's a definite stretch in it, so that makes it a really odd fabric. What can I do with this? And I decided I'm going to give it a go on this one. It's called Simplicity 1667, and you may be looking at that and going, well, that's completely the wrong fabric. But my idea is to do View D, which is that one there, the sort of, it's the one, it's almost like a slightly closer fitting bodice type thing, but without the sleeves. I think the bottom picture sort of represents it, but because this has some stretch in it, I could make this sort of like, and I've not got a lot of this fabric, so it would be shorter than what the model is showing, but at the same time I can get away with making it a little closer fitting because it's got that stretch in it, that odd bit of stretch. So I really don't know how that's going to come out, but I'm really looking forward to that because it's definitely something different, something very different. I really wasn't sure what I was going to do with this material. I mean, initially when I saw it, I thought, oh, that'd be good for bags. But then when I realised there's stretch in it, it's like, no, it needs to be something else. So that is going to hopefully be Simplicity 1667. That's item number 2. Now, item number 3, well, let's have a look at the fabric. We have now again, I believe this again came from the swaps table. Pretty sure a lot of my fabric has come from the swaps table. So, you know, I think it's just right that I should actually be making stuff with it rather than just sitting there with it. Here's this. I know it's really dark, isn't it? But it's got this lovely sort of bluish grey look about it. Well, again, this sort of paisley look to it almost. Not sure whether that's the right way up or not. I don't think it really matters. But this is brilliant. This is really nice. This is really lovely. And it feels like a nice, stable cotton. It is a Rose and Hubble fabric. So I imagine that this is a nice, stable cotton. Look at that. It's absolutely fantastic. That is really lovely fabric. And there's quite a bit here, quite a length there. So my thought was a dress. Fancy making a dress with that. And I've got two dresses that I'm considering, and I haven't decided which one yet I should go with. I've got either the McCall's 6883, that, of which I would do the one with like the model is wearing, with that proper sort of little sleeve detail. So there's that. Or the other one is this simple slow. What am I like? Simple sew pattern, number 13. There you go. But I like this. This is a really lovely, basic, sort of nice dress. It's called the English tea dress. So that is really, really lovely. I love the look of that. So I think either one would work with this. But I think I'm leaning towards the Simply Sew one, partly because this one will have a bit more involved in making it because of that top, that little top neckline and sleeve line, and there's also some additional tailoring I might have to work on rather than this. So I think probably going to be that Simply Sew one, because it just looks so nice. So that's the third item. And then the fourth one I have is, well, this material is just something different, utterly and completely, but I do love it. It's really nice. So what we've got here is a sailing theme. It's sailing ships. Look at this. Look at those sailing ships on there. Absolutely fantastic. Now this feels like a viscose to me. It's very sort of slippery and seems a bit difficult to even keep hold of, let alone work with. So I'm giving myself a challenge there. And the two patterns that I've got that I might possibly choose is New Look 6723, which is a wonderful dress, isn't it? That's amazing. I love that dress. But I would make it with, now the model's wearing one with, is it like a boat neck with this wider neck, but it sits high up. And then the other view is the one with the sweetheart line sort of neck. I prefer that with the sleeve, so it's sort of either view D or view C, but it is that plunging neckline. I don't know, so that's what I'd prefer to do. And that's really lovely dress. And then the other one that I'm looking at is another Simply Sew one, and this is called the Lily dress, and this is number 38, and it is that one. And again, this is just a gorgeous, wonderful dress. These are nice, lovely, simple sort of dresses, and they just look really nice. I just got to decide what I think this quite large sailing ship print is going to work best on. So I probably will be doing some mock-ups to sort of work out and determine which patterns I'm like to go with. But again, I am sort of leaning towards the Simply Sew one. So there we go. There's 4 fabrics with potential patterns that are things I want to get made. So there's some future planning for me that, you know, while it's hot and it's a bit bothered like it is, and I'm not in here actually doing stuff, I just thought, why not have a look and see what I can plan to do when it has cooled down a bit. Now, there is one more pattern that I want to show you that I'm interested in doing, and it is the Simplicity 9742, which is that one. Now, for those of you who've watched my channel for some time, you may sort of recognise this. I have made this before. Actually made it quite some time ago, and it is, let's have a look, this dress. But the thing with this dress, I made it, what, is it a couple of years ago? Probably at least a couple of years ago, something like that. I was going to wear it to the first Frock Tales I went to, which was not this year's, it would have been 2015's Frock Tales. Now, I didn't make it for the Frock Tales because I didn't know I was going until the last minute, but I made it and took it and I was going to wear it, and then I decided last minute not to. Now, the thing about this is I had to do a lot of work in the shaping of this sort of central bodice section, and it turns out that this fabric seems to have a natural stretch in it, which makes it really difficult to get something that's close fitting to sit right. So I had a lot of trouble with it. Now, the other thing with it is that since making this, basically my shape's changed. I have put a bit of weight on, but generally my shape seems to be different to how it was when I made this. So I don't really wear it. I can't really get into it anymore. So I was thinking what I need to do is to make it again. So that's what I want to do. I want to make this dress again, but because this one really just doesn't fit properly at all now, instead of trying to rework the pattern that I'd altered, I'm going to go right back to the very beginning, the very basics, and start all over again and readjust the pattern again to make it fit me as I am now. Because I don't think there's any reason to try and give myself more headache from working from my altered pattern. That's probably the best way to do it. Go right back to the beginning, restart it, re-alter it from the actual original pattern, and then hopefully if I use a more, I suppose, stable fabric, a fabric that has less give in it, something that's going to work, something that I know I can work with, then I'll end up with a dress that I can actually wear. And I mean, the suggested fabrics are batiks, chambray, cottons, gauze, linen, silky types. They need some interfacing as well, but so I would almost certainly go with a cotton, some sort of cotton. Probably go and find a nice cotton poplin that I can work with. Something maybe a bit like what the model's wearing, which looks like a very small blue gingham or small blue check. That's what it looks like that she's wearing. Something like that would be absolutely wonderful. But as I say, it will take a lot of work. This one, I don't know what to do with this one. Because basically I think I've worn it once. And that's it. Maybe I should take it to my swaps, to the swaps table, and see if anybody is interested. I don't know. But yeah, remaking that one. So that's the final thing that I've got to look forward to doing. I don't know, because I don't know what fabric. I'll have to work out what fabric I'm going to get for that one. So there we have it. One pattern that I'm currently working on, the I Am duffel coat, mock-up being changed as to be something that can be worn. And then I'll attack the main coat once it cools down a little bit, because it's still way too warm. Future projects which I'm looking at, 4 fabrics, 4 possible patterns, and then also the 5th one being a remake of one that I've already done, but it'll have to be like starting again. So there you go, future's all planned out. All I need is for it to cool down and to do my ironing. Yeah, mount iron. Never mind. So there you go, that was my week. That's all I've been doing, planning really more than anything else. So there you go. Not much else to say really. Yeah, just hope it cools down soon so I can actually feel I can get back in here and start doing something constructive. So that's it, there you go, that's my week. If you like this video, please do give me a thumbs up. Subscribe if you'd like to. Click that little bell icon. You get a notification when my videos come out. If you'd like to comment, please do. I do love reading your comments. Really nice to hear what you're thinking, what your thoughts are, and also what you are doing. And if you wish to chat amongst yourselves within the comments, then please do, because that's why we come here, to make those connections. So I just think it's left me to say thank you very much for watching my video. I look forward to seeing my next video. Bye.
Babylon.